How's it going, people? Today I'm going to be talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood on Blu-ray and 4K. And if you didn't check out my video review for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I actually saw this in theaters, so I'm not going to be talking about the actual movie today. If you want to see what I actually thought about the movie, you can check that out right up here. And if you like that video and if you like this video, make sure you subscribe right down here because I do this kind of stuff all the time. This is what I do here. And without any other further ado, let's get straight into the video quality, starting off with Blu-ray. And this Blu-ray looks good. This movie was actually shot on 8mm and 16mm. It was a combination of the two. And that pretty much means that this was shot on film. And you know what? You get that film-like quality, but don't worry about it because it never protrudes on the actual detail of this transfer, and I had no doubt about it. There is a lot of detail here, especially in, Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt's facial features. These guys are getting older in Hollywood as their characters are in the film, and you know what? You can definitely tell that. There is a lot of wear and tear on these characters that you can see physically, and in close-ups that just amplifies that. Specifically, Leonardo DiCaprio, when he has the dirt and the grit on his face, just from the character and the wardrobe design that he had for the film that he was shooting, I felt like there was a lot of detail there. Along with that, you get detail in clothing, detail in backgrounds. This movie is all about the time period, and you get to see that just in glorious, glorious form on this transfer. Clarity is excellent, and black levels are spot on. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. This is really good stuff. And getting into the 4K copy here. Now, this one is one that everybody was looking forward to, and that is because of the fact that, everybody wants to see a Quentin Tarantino movie in 4K. He is very much against shooting digitally. He only likes to shoot on film, and he is very much against the 4K format because of that. And you know what? They were actually able to get this one out in 4K, and I'm glad. So this, besides the fact that this was actually shot on film, this was actually given a 4K digital intermediate, and that is awesome. And you know what? The results are there for the most part. So when you're talking about detail here, it is bumped up marginally from the Blu-ray. You get a lot more in facial features, especially Margot Robbie. I noticed it a lot more in 4K. And then the whole world that they have recreated here is flawless, and it has so much individual detail to it. Clarity does seem to get a smidge, a little bump up, and the HDR here definitely is warmer than the Blu-ray when it comes to its color palette. I won't say it is like an extreme difference, but I would say that I noticed a difference when it comes to a lot more of the daytime scenes, like the scenes in the desert with Brad Pitt, and a lot more of that. I definitely noticed a difference. But as far as a night and day difference between 4K and Blu-ray, I would just kind of give this an 8 out of 10 for the fact that it wasn't the 4K experience that I wanted from Quentin Tarantino, but this movie isn't the most ripe for 4K, in my opinion. And with the audio quality here, whether you watch this on Blu-ray or 4K, you get the same DTS HD 5.1 mix. No, this is not in Atmos, even though when I saw it in theaters, it was. This just is what it is. I wish it was in Atmos, but it's not. I would say that this DTS 5.1 mix is just good. It has the dynamic quality and the speaker separation that we have come to expect from Quentin Tarantino. He tends to pay a lot of attention to those type of details, and that is very well appreciated. Bass response when it comes to the soundtrack is very well implemented, and it is great. I don't feel like there is a lot of room for the bass to really kick in other than in the score of the film, but it definitely lends itself very well. Back speakers can seem kind of light here. This can seem kind of front heavy from time to time. That is unfortunate, but it doesn't take away from the overall experience. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. It is just what it is. And as far as digital copies here goes, this is a Movies Anywhere digital copy, which means that you can download this in 4K on Vudu and on Google Play right now, not on iTunes. I have heard that it is not available yet in 4K on iTunes. And that isn't to say that it won't be, but as of this recording right now, it is not. Getting into the special features here, all of them are only on the Blu-ray. None of them are on the 4K disc. That is unfortunate. And we get some pretty typical featurettes. No audio commentaries with Quentin Tarantino. So the featurettes basically are about a just like a 20-minute making of doc. You have another doc that goes into the setting that the movie was put into. Another one that went into the set design and the wardrobe. Yada, yada, yada. You get like at least half an hour of deleted scenes. It is okay. It just isn't great. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. And for my last looks at Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, this was a movie I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed. I won't say it's one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino movies, but that ain't a bad thing. You know, it's still really good. It has great performances. I really loved Brad Pitt in this movie. He's probably my favorite character. But everybody definitely brings their A game. And the overall world of transplanting us back into the 1969 and all of the small little details that Tarantino has put into this, I feel like it is a love letter to old school Hollywood in the best of ways. And that is why in my video review I gave it a 9 out of 10. When you add up all my scores for the Blu-ray, you come out to a 30 out of 40, and for the 4K you come out to a 29 out of 40. That is largely because of the fact that the 4K presentation here isn't just the biggest step up from that Blu-ray, and so I kind of dinged it for that. So, coming up next on the channel, though, I am going to get into more 4K digital intermediates with Rambo Last Blood. That is coming out, and I'm actually picking up Ad Astra for you guys as well. I'm excited to see that one, and Rambo, actually, because I didn't get to see that in theaters. If you saw those two movies, and if you saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, comment down below. Let me know if you liked the 4K version more than I did, and let's have a discussion about it. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. You guys are awesome. I don't even say it because you know it. And I will see all of you next time.